to another episode of Taboo Talk, where we explore things that are hidden, things that are a little bit on the edgy side. Because if we just shine a little light, they can no longer exist in darkness. So, a well-regulated militia. Even though the Second Amendment says militia, it broadly referred to ordinary, capable citizens who could be called forth to defend their community if needed. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed upon. And this works in tandem with all the other amendments for the sole purpose of there being a limit on what, you ask? On governmental power. But why? Why do we have checks and balances? It's because man and women's heart is prone to evil. It's easier to be evil than it is to be good. You actually have to put forward effort to be good. So because our tendency is to do evil, we have to have safeguards in place so that we can stop ourselves from going in that direction. So back to the founding fathers. Let me take you back there, right? The founding fathers are, all the way back in. Founding fathers viewed gun ownership as part of what you should do to keep everyone safe. Isn't that crazy? The founders saw an armed citizenry as connected to self-defense, local defense, that's the community part, and civic responsibility. But most importantly, a resistance to tyranny, a civic duty. This is part of your civic duties, taking out the trash. Because if your trash starts stinking up the neighborhood, that's not very civil. That's not, civility. That's not, considerate is another way of putting it. To consider, who's around you. And honestly, you have to know where your gun is at all fucking times. It is like a child. It's like a living, breathing thing. You are constantly aware of it because it's so life or death. So, Americans had experienced British rule, including attempts to control weapons and disarm political opponents. Early Americans distrusted a permanent standing army because they associated it with authoritarian government. In their context, it was political division, so it had to be protected by the use or the threat of use of force. I heard this on a podcast and it was said so insightful. He said the threat of using force is what keeps people in check in the United States. He was reacting to this video of people who do just weird shit in New York, in the metros of New York. Just the threat alone of somebody owning a gun in the United States keeps people in check. Just the threat alone, because again, the United States is known for being yeehaw, we love our guns. But it actually, part of checks and balances, it keeps the people on their toes. It's anybody could have a gun here. Remember, it's a right, 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 not a wrong. The right. to bear arms. And honestly, getting your license is not, it's not that hard. It's just a DMV visit. Obviously, make sure you check your specific city. When you go in Chat GPT, just make sure you put your city just to make sure, like, you're doing it by the law. And, try. At least try. Like, you gotta be a citizen, no crimes, and then just go through the process and see if you get approved. Seriously, it's easy as fuck. And it just, you get to feel so much more chill in life. And you get to chill. So we have District of Columbia versus Heller, 2008. Supreme Court held that the Second Amendment protects an individual's right to possess a firearm, including for self-defense in the home. And remember, self-defense is number one. Like, that's the number one reason, self-defense. Then it's local defense. This was the purpose of the Second Amendment, for people to be ready in case there is a need to protect your community. Are you going to be a sitting duck? Like, are you just going to be like a sitting duck just waiting? No. No. And then there's New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. This was 2022. The Supreme Court recognized a right to carry a handgun in public for self-defense. So the Supreme Court has established that this is an individual right and in and of itself is real, fundamental, and protected. Fundamental in the fact that it literally created the foundation for what this country is about. They say that America doesn't have culture, but it does have culture. And a big one is about our gun laws, or these safeguards, like owning a gun. One keeps the government in check, knowing that its citizens have some sort of actual tangible power. And two, it keeps its citizens, it keeps each other, all of us, safeguarding. Because we are more, we'll think twice before we fuck around and find out. Knowing everybody has a gun, it makes you really think if you're really about to fuck around and find out. What else is motivation for people to do good other than punishment? Like, most people don't do things because there is punishment involved. And what is the biggest punishment? Death. And when we all own guns, we have that punishment at our disposal for each other. That helps us stay in check. I promise you, that helps people to do the right thing, because the consequence is very fatal, and the consequence is, it can be immediate. Really, I'm telling you, it makes people think twice about how they act. Personally, I feel if the citizens are not armed, they are like sitting ducks. Now, just very briefly, I just want to touch on something that is really dear to me, because I know the earth is changing. But if you guys didn't hear, like, July 2026 was the hottest month in the United States. And then maybe August will beat it, but July 2026 was the hottest month in the US. I bumped into this older woman and I was like, yeah, have you lived here for a long time? She said, yeah. She said, I lived here 72 years and I've never experienced heat like this. She said, this heat is killing people. And it's only going to get warmer. Isn't that crazy? Because global warming is not just getting warmer. Another way that people refer to global warming is called weather weirding. So that means that it gets hotter and it gets colder. Like it just gets extreme. And the sun has been also spewing its projectiles. What are they called? Solar ejectiles, erectiles, something like that for real. The sun has been like super intense. Anyway, point is, I feel like non-Muslims are going to start wrapping their head now because this is also, protection from the sun. So I just want to put it out there that if you see somebody with a headdress, check yourself if you have some like weird fears about head wrappings. This this could this could save somebody's life. Like, I think that's it.